Art Carney is well regarded as a versatile and talented actor. He was the recipient of multiple Emmys, a Golden Globe, and even an Oscar. However, he is best known for playing the goofy and lovable Ed Norton, sidekick to Jackie Gleason's Ralph Cramden. As much as he enjoyed playing opposite Gleason on The Honeymooners, there was another project that he would have liked the two of them to do together. So, what was this project and why didn't it happen? There's more to the story. Art Carney was born on November 4th, 1918 in Mount Vernon, New York. Even at a young age, he had a talent for getting laughs from mimicking other people. His career began on radio in the 1930s, performing mostly as a comedic actor and impressionist. He appeared on many shows including Pot of Gold, March of Time, and The Big Story. For the radio show Report on the Nation, he would often imitate political figures such as Winston Churchill and Franklin Roosevelt. His imitation of Roosevelt was so good that members of the administration worried that listeners might mistake him for the real thing. Eventually, the White House press secretary contacted the producers and asked that Carney stop so that the public wouldn't think it was the president himself appearing on the show. His career took a break when he was drafted to serve in World War II. Assigned as a machine gunner for the 28th Infantry in France, he was wounded at the Battle of Normandy when a German mortar shell exploded and sent shrapnel into his right leg. Carney spent 9 months in the hospital and received both a Purple Heart and a limp that he would live with for the rest of his life. After his recovery, he continued his work on radio, appearing in a variety of roles on soap operas, dramas, and comedies. And eventually he moved on to television with the Maury Amsterdam show, where he would often upstage the star. One day he received an offer that would change his life professionally. He was asked to come onto a show called Cavalcade of Stars and do a sketch with its host, a former nightclub comic named Jackie Gleason. Though they'd never worked together before, the two felt an immediate chemistry while performing. Gleason was so impressed with Carney that he asked him to come back the following week for another sketch. When the writers told Gleason they didn't have a sketch for Carney, Jackie told them to find a place for him. After that, Carney kept coming back until eventually he became a regular cast member. Inspired by the radio show The Bickersons, starring Don Amici and Frances Langford, Jackie wanted to do a sketch about a guy who argues with his wife. The writers wanted to call it The Beast, but Gleason rejected that title in favor of one he thought of, The Honeymooners. Though Ed Norton was not in the first sketch, Carney did make an appearance as a policeman. The initial focus was on Ralph and Alice, but with the addition of the Nortons, it turned Gleason and Carney into a comedy team. When Gleason got a better offer from CBS, he took Carney and the Honeymooners with him. The Honeymooners sketches became such a popular part of the show that in 1955, Gleason turned it into its own half-hour show, making it the first spin-off series. Though he was contracted for 2 seasons, Gleason called it quits after one because he feared they wouldn't be able to keep up the quality of what they had created. He went back to his original variety format, complete with Honeymooners sketches. Although Carney loved the work he did with Gleason, he felt that he needed to expand his career as an actor, and in 1957 he left to do a television production of Harvey, a story that was made famous by the Jimmy Stewart movie of the same name. He would go on to establish himself as an actor in shows like Studio One, the Kraft Television Theater, as well as a memorable performance on The Twilight Zone as a drunken Santa. Carney also hit the stage, appearing on Broadway in The Rope Dancers and Take Her, She's Mine. In 1965, he was cast as Felix Unger in the original production of The Odd Couple, opposite Walter Matthau as Oscar Madison. Though he received good reviews, he was also in the middle of some personal struggles. He was going through a divorce while also battling issues with alcohol that he had had since he was a teenager, an addiction to pills, and a deep depression. Carney ended up missing several performances, leaving his understudy Paul Dooley to stand in for him on a number of occasions. After 7 months, Carney left the show and checked himself into a psychiatric center to be treated for his addictions and a nervous breakdown. But it was Ed Norton who had come to his rescue. During his treatment, he was contacted by Jackie Gleason, who encouraged him to come onto his show and revive the character of Ed Norton for a new series of Honeymooners sketches.
You get the small room. Well, you just wait a minute. That's not exactly what I had in mind. I thought maybe we'd take a little vote on it.
How can we take a vote? There's only 2 of us.
Well, it'll be a secret ballot. I thought maybe you'd vote for me.
You can't be that stupid.
I tell you what, I'll vote for you if you vote for me.
Why not get a vote? Now forget it.
Carney agreed and found that the reunion with his old co-star and his old character not only helped him rekindle his confidence, but his career. When Carney heard that there was going to be a film adaptation of The Odd Couple, he hoped to be in it. And it was this project that he wanted he and Gleason to do together, with Gleason taking the role of Oscar Madison. Gleason, however, said he would be more interested in the role of Felix. This was ironic since it was the same reaction that Walter Matthau had when he first read the play. However, when it came time to make the film, neither Carney nor Gleason were considered. Walter Matthau had already had a hit film starring opposite Jack Lemmon in The Fortune Cookie, and producers wanted to capitalize on the success of that. Carney would eventually return to The Odd Couple on stage, this time playing the role of Oscar opposite Don Knotts as Felix. He would also return as Ed Norton in a series of Honeymooners specials throughout the 70s. Eventually, he was able to break his addictions, and through the 70s and 80s, he worked steadily in film and television. He received good reviews for a number of films such as Going in Style, House Calls, and he even earned an Oscar for Harry and Tonto. Carney also made his way into the Star Wars universe when he was cast in the infamous Star Wars Holiday Special. On November 9, 2003, Art Carney passed away and was laid to rest in Old Saybrook, Connecticut. He left behind the legacy of a unique performer who was able to move from mimicry to physical comedy to characters of great vulnerability and depth, and who garnered success in radio, television, theater, and film. In addition to his many awards, he has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and in 2018, the city of Yonkers, New York, named a street in his honor, Art Carney Place. Actor Tony Randall, famous for playing Felix Unger on television, praised Carney as not just the first Felix, but the best Felix. One of his best accolades, however, came from his old co-star Jackie Gleason. In one of his last interviews, when asked about the success of the Honeymooners, Gleason said that 90% of it was due to Art Carney. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button so you can see what story we'll explore next.